So I see another question from Brittany. And the question is, my business is transitioning to solopreneur and attempting to recover and re-enter the market. Do you feel from your experience it's too late to retain 2022 clients for partial planning or monthly coordination services, or should I focus on securing 2023 clients? Let me see, is Brittany on today?
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Hi. Okay. Are you getting leads right now? Like, are people inquiring about your service right now?
No, I think I kind of stayed in the back seat, didn't do any marketing, any social media posting, trying to figure out this transition because it came as a shock. So no, not actively.
Okay. And so how long did you take a break from event planning?
I also got married, so I would say about a good 6 months.
Okay, 6 months. I wouldn't really consider that a break.
Oh, okay.
So 6 months ago, you had your last event?
Yes.
Okay. But I was thinking, because like when I was saying earlier about having a client who took time off, she took actually a few years, because when she had her kid and just trying to readjust and job and everything. So that was more what I was thinking, but I just wanted to know, to clarify. It depends. Right now, one of the things that I'm seeing in the market and new trend, the pandemic happened, everything shut down. And when things started reopening, people started moving like that. People started, like many people last year, and I'm sure you even know people or saw it online, got married in 3 months, start to finish, getting a venue, inviting people, paying for everything, whatever, in 3 months. I think that now, and so I was thinking that it was going to slow down this year because most people aren't really scheduling anymore or whatever. But I actually think that's going to continue, because I think that what's happening now is that people are realizing, oh snap, Billy and Jenny got married in 3 months. Like, I could do it too. Like, why do I need to have a year and a half, long engagement? There are those people. I have multiple clients in my program right now, and they're like, oh yeah, I just booked a client for August, like last week. Not December, August, or I just booked a client for July, like in mid-January. Like, people are still doing that, right? And we all know that September, October is a very busy, very busy time for events and especially weddings. So absolutely you can get, and all these people, of course, they were hired for full planning. I don't really think anybody who's planning a wedding in 3 to 6 months is going to attempt to just get a coordinator, right? Those are people who are going to get full planning. So yes, I think it's very possible to get full planning clients. Last year, when our program started in like January, a lot of people joined in January, February. All of them booked clients within the same year as well as the following year. And then last year we had Planners Who Profit Live in April. And a couple of people, some people from that program who I've still been in contact with have booked clients for the same year, right? After raising the rates, after, learning how to put themselves out there, and of course, maybe getting some motivation and all of that. So it's 100% possible. But I also am like wondering why you're wondering if it's possible. Like, sometimes I just think that it's better to just, if you're ready to build this business, then build the business. Even if, like, go out there, put yourself out there, because people are going to come to you. The reason I asked this question is because I was like, is it that, because if people come to you, like you being a good marketer means people are going to come to you and then they're going to tell you, this is when I want to get married. So you'll see for yourself, right, that people are coming to me for this year, or people are coming to me for next year. And even if you're thinking like, okay, people start coming to me for 2023 events, let's say you book 5 events for 2023 before the year ends, you're still getting paid for your efforts, right? So I'm wondering, like, what would change about your approach based off of my answer to that question, about whether people are booking for this year or next year, or was it more of a curiosity, which I think is fine too, but.
I would say probably more curiosity, but it's a good point that you brought up about how the industry push really influenced a lot. You probably felt like everyone's saying they're booked up, all the services are booked up, you need to book right away. As a 2021 bride myself, it was like, okay, feeling that pressure. But I mean, you're right. There's still people out there that's interested. They're not going to plan as long, even if they go with the month of coordination type of service or partial planning. We're still at February, right? So I guess there's still some insight to be able to market and get leads for this year.
Yeah, and I mean, especially if you're focusing on month of coordination, I mean, how far in advance are people going to book for that, right? Even if they
Yeah.
book 6 months in advance, we're still, which not everybody does, but even if they book 6 months in advance, that's, I mean, 6 months from now is still August, right? But if your service is month of, then they have up to 5, you know, there's so much leeway. So for me, and I think that's why for, you know, with the way I coach and with programs and everything, I'm all about take action now, do A, B, and C, just do it. Don't worry about, oh, are people gonna come? Or, you know, that takes energy too. And sometimes that's what's taking the energy away from you actually getting it, right? And doing the work to move forward. In business, you eat what you kill, right? Sometimes you're gonna have a year where I've had a year when I was maybe like 2 or 3 years into business where I literally had 4 weddings in September. And then I had one wedding in March. And then I think I had one in November. And I was just like, just goodbye to the world in September, you know? And that's just how this is how everything fell that year, right? It's never quite happened that way again, but I didn't know that going into the year, but that's just kind of how it fell. And I just chose whether I wanted to accept it or not. But my job, that year I did more weddings than I did the year before. So I accomplished my job. And then each time that I was presented with an opportunity, I decided if I was available to take it on or not. So that's more, I would go that route. You know, as a business owner, just go out there, get as many people into your funnel, right? People talk about funnels all the time online, and most people don't even know what a funnel is. But when you think of a funnel, it's literally like this, right? There's so many people at the top, and it just keeps getting smaller and smaller. At the bottom, you have 1,000 followers on Instagram, and then maybe like 100 of them actually visit your website, and then maybe 10 of them inquire, and then 2 of them book, right? Now, there may be different reasons. So maybe some of them didn't book because you weren't available. Maybe some of them didn't book because you need at least 3 months notice or whatever, but 2 of them booked, and that's how a funnel works. So I would just focus, the part that you can control is the is the top, getting as many people as possible into the funnel. And the more you do that, the more you can pick. You can decide at any point, I'm not taking on any more clients for this year, or I don't want to take on clients on this short notice, you know?